Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, kings and queens of the land. Good evening to the liberated zones in Africa, Burkina Faso, which is led by the Lion President Ibrahim Traore. I say good evening to Mali, led by the Lion Assimi Goita. I say also good evening to Niger, led by the lion Abdurrahman Tian. These are the lions of the Sahel. We've taken the motherland using the barrel of the gun because the other means are almost impossible to achieve. The enemy has put the government and the land beyond reach for black people. So the Lions of the Sahel, we salute them for taking the motherland using the gunpowder, which is known by the colonial master because that's what they master to do the most. Good evening to the liberated zone in South Africa under the British colony. Good evening to KZN. Good evening to President Zuma and the MK party. Good evening to all South Africans and the world. My name is Mungoli Mkhonto. This is the Royal Opinion. Thank you very much. First student in class, King Shongwe. As expected, royalty, they punish sons because of their hate of MK. This is what we are talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Is already introducing our topic. How did we got to this point? This is so salute to the royalty. Thank you very much. This is one of the most barbaric days, most evil, devilic kind of days in which of our times. This is one of the most devilic, let me repeat, barbaric, criminal, if you may say, even witchcraft, if you want to put it that way, of our time, criminal presiding over the matter. The judge is coming up with a judgment to say that President Zuma and the MK party cannot be given access to the... Let me share this video first. Let's talk about it. Access denied.
Case brought forward by the Mkhonto Wesizwe Party against President Cyril Ramaphosa, who has placed Police Minister Senzo Mchunu on special leave and appointed Professor Firoz Kachalia to act in his position. Now, yesterday, Advocate Dalim Mpofu, representing former President Jacob Zuma, who's leader of Mkhonto Wesizwe Party, he argued it was unlawful for President Cyril Ramaphosa to have done so. Ramaphosa announced Mkhunu's special leave earlier this month in response to allegations made by KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi about corruption among members of the judiciary and public office holders. Let's cross live now to those proceedings.
The court is going to issue an order at this stage. Justice Matopo is going to read the order of the court.
Thank you. This is the unanimous decision of the court. The Constitutional Court has considered the application for exclusive jurisdiction and direct access. It has concluded that the application does not engage the court's jurisdiction and no case has been made out for direct access. And the following order is made. 1, direct access is refused. 2, costs are reserved. 3, reasons for this order shall be given at a later date. Thank you.
Say exclusive.
This is. As the court, please.
Thank you. That concludes our business for the day. Court adjourns.
Before we get to the reaction of the MK party, this was the judgment. The judgment came, the argument of the MK party and President Zuma was that it is illegal for President Ramaphosa to elect or to to appoint or to put on special leave the Minister of Police, Mr. Senzo Mkulu, and it is illegal for President Ramaphosa to start a judicial commission of inquiry using a saving judge who is actually may even be accused, whom Kwanaze is accused, because we don't know which judge is corrupt there. Mkwanaze may have accused of having criminal activities, the judiciary. Let us remember Mkwanaze's revelation said the judiciary is one of the corrupt elements who are working with drug cartels, which are working in South Africa and also in Southern Africa to feed black people with drugs. The MK party required direct access to the Constitutional Court to stop President Ramaphosa from forming this commission and from appointing the minister, the acting minister, because we now have 3 ministers who will be who are currently earning salary. We've got the one who is going, we've got Gwede Matashe who is acting at the moment. We've got the newly appointed Kachalia, and we've got the current minister who is Senzo Mkunu, who is from on the same department. So the MK party wanted to stop President Ramaphosa from doing this. The argument is Mkwanazi is a police officer, and Mkwanazi has investigated and found that there are criminal networks that needs to be arrested. He issued the warrant of arrest for a lot of these people. The only thing he was complaining about is that he's not allowed to prosecute some of these politicians and some of these people who are protected by politicians. Instead of allowing Mkwanazi to arrest the people who are supposed to be arrested, Ramaphosa appoints a commission of inquiry and put Senzo Mkunu on special leave, which is illegal because President Ramaphosa is not allowed to put a minister on special leave or to have 2 ministers according to the law. He's not allowed to have 2 ministers serving at the same time. It's only 1 minister and a deputy whom the constitution is making provision for. But President Ramaphosa breaking the law protected by the constitution, not protected by the constitution, protected by the criminal network, the criminal cartels, whom Kwanazi was referring to when he said the judiciary was corrupt, the judiciary was protecting the criminal cartels. This we have mentioned a lot of times in the royal opinion, that we are indeed led by evil people. We are led by criminals who've got no regards whatsoever, no love whatsoever for black people. They are only selling people instead of selling goods, instead of creating business to go and trade. They decided to sell black people in the market. The court has denied the access to the MK party. This is not surprising for people who've been following the royal opinion. This would not be a surprising outcome, though this is a devilic kind of outcome. And the reason I say is devilic is because the criminal networks are continuing. The criminal networks are continuing to supply drugs to children, to supply drugs to South African. In South Africa, it's difficult to find a sane man, a man who's got some brain. It's very difficult to find such people in South Africa. People are involved in drugs. Many young men, many young women have been killed through drugs, have been killed by using drugs, some even killed by their communities, some even killed by their relatives after they're tired. This is still going on in townships, is still going on in villages these days. It's still going on in those towns where these white people are staying. Mkwanazi says, let's stop this cartel, and the criminal networks are protecting each other. We have previously said here that these people cannot stop to poke us. They will keep on poking black people until black people reach a breaking point. These people are taking instruction from the criminal, from the colonial criminals who are still administering the land and the resources of South Africa. The criminal businesses which are still controlling, they control the media, they control the judiciary, they control the flow of resources, they control the narrative. Everything that people consume is controlled by these people. Everything that way, even on YouTube, they control which videos should be spread, which videos should not be seen by others. They restrict. They even restrict even the number of subscribers to people whom they don't want them to have subscribers. This is a criminal syndicate which controls the politicians and the judiciary and the parliamentarians across the world. They have denied access. They say the MK party should go to the High Court because that's where they are supposed to, because they don't see any agency in stopping a criminal network and a drug cartel. They don't see any agency in doing that. They say it's not urgent and it's not their matter. It's not a constitutional matter. So they want the MK party to go to the High Court. And the reason they want the MK party to go to the High Court is because in the High Court, even if he's found guilty, even if Cyril is found guilty, they've got a right to appeal. They can appeal to the higher court and the next court and the next court. It will reach the constitutional court probably after 6 years, if this matter is actually resolved urgently when the MK party takes the route of the High Court. That's what they want to happen. The criminal networks are protecting each other. The criminals are protecting the power that has been grabbed by the criminals. This is the most barbaric moment of our time, the most down moment of our judiciary. President Zuma was well aware that the MK party will not be given a chance to, the MK party will not be allowed to access directly the Concord. President Zuma and the leadership of the MK party is probably well aware of that, but they wanted to expose the criminals, to expose the people that Nkwanas was talking about when he said the judiciary as well are part of these things. And he wanted South Africans to be able to see the judiciary for what it is, not for the lies that they are pretending to be, criminals wearing gowns and all what we call dresses, gowns and dresses, pretending to be decent people, while it's actually criminal network and cartels. Some of them are under the influence of drugs as they are in the court there. Sellouts of notes, pretending to follow the law while they actually have no intention to follow the law. So President Zuma is well aware of all those facts. President Zuma is well aware of the fact that the MK party will not be able to win the vote of no confidence on Cyril Ramaphosa. But the MK party will expose the organizations that are lying that they want to represent people, and they also say they want Cyril Ramaphosa to go. Now they will have to go and protect Cyril Ramaphosa in parliament, because they will need to make a statement to substantiate their decisions why they don't want Ramaphosa to go. These decisions against the people, because these are decisions against the people. While these people are acting like this, the population of the Nyaobe people is increasing in the streets. The desperation of young people who are looking for work is actually alarming in the street. If you go around the township during the day, you will be shocked how many people are on the streets, how many people are just sitting at the corners doing nothing. You will actually be shocked. The number of people who are just doing nothing, loitering around, doing nothing. So this criminal network is allowing many of our children, many of our sisters, many of our brothers to continue to be slaughtered through this criminal cartel which they have. let's continue. Let's play the video once again because I still want to talk about something on the video. I want to comment about something there.
All right, let's take you back now to the Constitutional Court to get a bit of reaction from the applicants, of course, from Mkhonto weSizwe Party and former President Jacob Zuma. Let's listen in.
The law in this country, it's clear that Lady Justice has got eyes. And unfortunately, this is something that now the South Africans themselves and people on the ground must take into their own hands. Because this court is now no longer, and this judiciary is no longer a judiciary for the people, as we've said, and as Mkhwanazi has said. They are implicated, especially because they're trying to push for a judicial commission of inquiry. I mean, you would have heard, as Simpofu did mention yesterday, that why should it be a judicial commission of inquiry when in actual fact you can have just a commission of inquiry first and foremost, which in this case, we've said there's no need for that. Because Jerome Mkhwanazi's political killings task team has been effective. 436 people arrested and charged. Even after he had made those accusations, which people see as accusations, which we believe there is something there was people that have been arrested. So why not allow that process to continue? Instead, these courts are being used now to participate and infringe on police work. And
The difference between judicial service of inquiry and judicial commission of inquiry and the commission of inquiry. The judicial commission of inquiry is chaired by a judge, and the commission of inquiry can be chaired by anybody, maybe a pastor, like Bishop Tutu chaired the commission during that looked at the apartheid issues. So it can even be chaired by anybody in the country. So they chose the the judicial commission of inquiry because they want a judge to chair it, so that the judge can be able to protect them, because the judiciary is actually implicated. The judge who is currently serving in the High Court, selected by President Ramaphosa, Mkhwanazi, Ntanta Mkhwanazi has exposed that the judges are implicated in protecting cartels, or in ensuring that the drug cartels are protected in South Africa. But President Ramaphosa is selecting a serving judge to chair a commission of inquiry to look into these issues, knowing well that they are implicated. So I wanted to define the difference between the two.
on that, I'd like
Apologies, just
Simpofu to also make a comment.
before you enter, what stops the MK from heading to the High Court on an urgent basis at this stage?
And to interdict the inquiry. I mean, that's something that was heard yesterday.
Is this something you're going to be doing?
No, this is journalism at its low point, like the kind of journalism which is at its lowest point, the criminal way of carrying out journalism, because these questions are the questions that they were supposed to ask when Zondo came to the Concord to ask for direct access for Concord to handle what they said it's a criminal matter against President Zuma. No journalist has ever asked these questions. Today, these journalists pretend like they are genuine people who are concerned, who wanted to understand anything about, who understand something about access and all of those things. These are journalists which are paid by the cartel, this group of criminals. access denied, costs reserved, reason to be released later. People are not taking it, are not taking us serious. Asking this type of questions while they never ask the same questions when President Zuma was kidnapped by Zondo to prison. When President Zuma was kidnapped by this system, by these people to prison, they never asked these questions. Why didn't Zondo go to the? It's actually disgusting kind of journalism.
Look, we have to consult. This is a very serious issue. We're going to consult. I need to consult with the national officials, obviously with our legal team, but as to what the next steps are. But in this country, quite honestly, this is more than anything else, just a travesty of justice.
Mr. Mpofu, yesterday, thank you so much, Ntambulo, if we could just ask you, because part of what was asked, or what was waged against you was that you're being personal, you're almost playing to the political gallery, and you weren't actually dealing with the law, which is perhaps why this is the outcome that has been reached.
Okay, well, I'm not going to comment
If you
on.
could step forward.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. No, I can't comment on that kind of thing. I just wanted my attorneys here, and normally I wouldn't be commenting on this case, but since
The reason he's not commenting is because it's just a disgusting kind of question. It's not. It's not. It's actually based on selling out. It's based on blinding black people into thinking that the MK party or they have concerns that the MK party is playful about these issues. But black people on the ground are watching. South Africans on the ground are watching. We're led by criminals here. And in actual fact, I think we're led by foreign criminals. We're led by foreign criminals. Most of these people are foreigners. I mean, Ramaphosa, I still want to understand his physical address. Where does he come from in Venda? And who is his grandfather? Who is his brother? Who is his sister? Where are all of those people? Which village did he actually come from? Where did his grandfather or his father came from? Because he was working for apartheid police. That's what we know. His father was working for apartheid police. That's all we know about him. But was his grandfather? These people have got sketchy details uh, because they are mostly foreigners, trained agents, or trained from when they are younger, when they are children, trained agents, and placed in countries where they would not care about the people. I mean, they just rain on us. Most of these people, they just rain on us. There's nothing special that they have done. Julius Malema has never done anything special. Julius Malema has never done anything to deserve to lead South Africa. If one may ask, what did he do for him to deserve to be a leader in South Africa? Uh, Nobody would show me anything. And what did he say, which is important for black people, for him to lead black people? Basically, it's nothing. And these people are just raining. When we want to ask who is Malema's grandfather, you can't find. Where's his sisters? You can't find them. Where is your grandmother's? Nobody said anything about him. He just rained on us, and then he become a leader and the system is pushing him to become South African president or to take over from Cyril Ramaphosa. The system is promoting him because these are people who just rain on us. Ramaphosa, I mean, that wife of President Ramaphosa, is she black person or is a white person who is handling Ramaphosa? I suspect the Mutsipe what it's a lie. I suspect it's somebody who is there to handle President Ramaphosa, to represent the mining industry at home, because that's what they do. These criminals, that's what they do. So we're actually led by criminal syndicates and criminal networks. And it should be apparent for everybody. Everybody should be aware that we are actually led by these criminals, because that's how they took over. They came and looted the land. It was land grabs. Any family which was farming, some of them, most were killed. Some families, whole generation wiped out from where they were living. Some, those who were lucky, were removed. It was chaotic. The aliens were taking over the land. The white foreigners who brought in these black foreigners to come and lead us at the end of the day, because these are black foreigners that most of them, we don't know where they come from. They just rain on us and become leaders, promoted by the mainstream media, promoted by the social media, and at the end of the day becoming judges. Some had a judge from Zimbabwe was appointed in South Africa for the reason that they should not have mercy for the people who are coming from the country. I think for people who want to lead us, we need to know their first, second, and the third generation or the fourth generation of their parents were South Africans. So their great grandfathers were South Africans or are from here, so that we can know that this one, we know their physical address, we know their brothers, we know their fathers, and they are going to lead us in a proper way. But those who just rain on us, just like rain, they just manifest among us, and somehow they are promoted as people who can lead us. I think we South Africans have to look at these people in a different way. Let me continue to share this.
My attorney has given me an instruction to deal with the matter because he has been in touch with our client who has asked us to express his own shock at this, and we will be consulting with him. I can't deal with the merits of the case, obviously, for obvious reasons. Depending on what is going to happen, I can deal with it now because there's no case as we speak. There's no case that is pending. But I don't know what's going to happen in the future in relation to this matter. We might be back in this court, we might be in another court. So the only issue that I really want to, that I can comment on, because I can talk about general without talking about the merits, is just to touch on one of the issues that Mr. Ndlela was talking about, which is the fact that the issue of direct access, which seems that even yourselves, you don't understand. Direct access is only meant for cases which should otherwise be going to the High Court. So that question doesn't arise of saying, why did you not go to the High Court? Because that question could have been asked to us when we were here for the Nkandla case. It could have been asked to us when we were here for the secret ballot case. It could have been asked when we were here for the impeachment case, all cases that were against President Zuma. But most of all, it should have been asked by you when the...
Guys, I get a message that you can't see the video that I'm sharing. Can anybody else confirm if they can't see the video that I'm trying to share? But my point is, thank you very much, Queen Precious Malachi, for highlighting, for letting me know that you can't even see the video that I'm sharing. This streaming softwares belongs to the same people that I'm talking about here. They control everything. Yesterday I wanted to go live and they refused. They couldn't give me access to this streaming software. Now they are refusing for me to share the videos that I want to share in order to give the evidence of what I'm trying to talk about. So these are people who are for. Please confirm if you can still hear me, because it might be that the video is already stopped. I can't really be sure at the moment. But this is a very sad day for those who love South Africa, for those who want to see justice being done, for those who want to see the land being returned to the rightful owners, for those who want to see the people who are on drugs to recover and become human beings, for those who want to see the people who are being turned into women, the boys which are being turned into women by the system, rescued from this evil cartel and this evil role of the Velic role of the white system. This is a very sad moment. Um, uh, for that, for that Nyaupe guy who sleep in the bridge, it's a very sad moment indeed for all South Africans who've got relatives of people who are addicted to drugs, because they are the ones who can't sleep. They are the ones who has to encounter all of the nonsense that Mkwanas was talking about, which needed the president to act swiftly to ensure that the people who are actually doing this are arrested and taken out of the system. But instead, we see them being protected by the system. We see them being protected and taken care of, rotated and brought back. Whoever has done something bad, they're just taken out, cleansed, brought back, installed again to the people. So Tamulon Lela have actually said this is for the people of South Africa to decide what to do, because this judiciary does not belong to them anymore. That's what Tamulon Lela was trying to imply there, that this judiciary belongs to the cartels. Now it's for the South Africans to decide what to do. It's for the streets to decide what to do when nobody would listen to to South Africans, to the genuine concern and the painful moments that South Africans are going through uh, out of these situations that Mkwanaze has revealed, those whom their brothers and their sisters uh, are victims of these cartels, it's a very sad day for those people. The leaders themselves are very afraid of people. When they go to see people, they go with heavy guns, heavy security, private security, heavy guns, heavily armed, and they come and ask questions. They come and ask questions under heavily guy, while they're heavily guarded by armed guards. They say they come to give services. When they visit the communities, the mayors, when they visit the communities, you will be afraid to even ask them questions, because whoever asks the questions, all the guns are pointing, turning towards them. All the people with guns are turning their eyes towards them. So you have to be polite when you are talking to ensure that you are safe, because this is a criminal government. It's a criminal syndicate and it's criminal government. It has never been innocent. Apartheid was a criminal government, and we were never liberated from colonialism. Colonialism is still continuing in Africa. It's only 3 countries which have been liberated in Africa out of 55 countries. It's only out of 54 countries in Africa, it's only 3 countries which are liberated. 51 countries are still under colonialism, are still ruled by the Western countries, including South Africa. South Africa is still ruled by the British Queen. The land belongs to the British Queen in South Africa. Those are the criminals who came to our land to take over control of our resources and control of our life as their slaves. And they have continued with that agenda up to date. Even today, that is their attitude towards us. Shamulon Lela has said one very important thing. He said, this is for South Africans to decide. This is for the street to decide. But the difficult thing about that is because they are pushing everybody to the blink. They are pushing black people to the blink because they know they are well armed, they are well prepared. Stephen Metlango says, who is this Jew English? My name is Mngoni Mkonto. You are on the Royal Opinion. Thank you, Stephen, for joining. And thank you, everybody who is joining. Click the like button and subscribe. Today we're talking about the judgment that was basically it's just a middle finger shown given to South African, middle finger shown to South African by the judiciary, which is implicated in drug cartels and these human trafficking issues, human trafficking, which is slavery. Human trafficking has surpassed drug trafficking. Those who are doing human trafficking are making more money than those who are doing drugs at the moment, because the world has now turned into, it's not even, we can't say it has turned into a criminal world. it has been ruled by criminal for the past 500 years. We have never been liberated from the criminals for the past 500 years. John Mahama, Mr. Victor Shongo says Ghana is up in arms against Nigeria, dealing and kidnapping. The kidnapping is also happening in South Africa. The GMO implementers, the people who are implementing GMO food, are actually targeting the people who are staying in rural areas, who are still farming on their own, producing food on their own. They go to terrorize them, to kidnap them so that they can move to the towns where their food will be controlled. And you will be forced to eat the GMO food, which will turn you into a stupid person, which would create sicknesses for you, which would put you to be, because over we can safely say 90% of adult South Africans are on drugs, legal drugs. We can safely say that, without any error. We can say more than 90% of South Africa, adult South African, I say adult South African from the age of 45 up until 100, if we've got 100 or more, those people are already on legal drugs. So drugs, legal or not legal, those who are using drugs becomes drug addicts, and when they become drug addicts, something is not right in their mind, because if you are a drug addict, then you are not able to think straight. You are always controlled by the drugs that you are taking. So disaster is the people who want to implement GMO. In South Africa, GMO food was approved in 1997 by President, I think President Thabo Mbeki. In 1997, the GMO was approved in South Africa, genetically modified organisms or genetically modified food. The kidnappings are also happening in South Africa as well. It's not only in Nigeria. The kidnappings are also happening in South Africa. Where did you get the 90% of drugs? Uh, you can make your own research. Get nine of your adult people next door, next 10 of your adult people, and check if any one of them is not using drugs. They are all on drugs, high blood, sugar diabetes, this or that kind of sickness, cancer, all of those type of sicknesses. Adult population is actually on drugs, on legal drugs, most of them. When they become adult, they even lose memories, and when they lose memories, people think they are witches. The old women in villages, when they lose memories due to the drugs that they are taking, the sugar diabetes and all of those things, people think it's because they are witches. It's because they are on drugs. That's the thing. Uh, the usage of drugs, it's enormous in South Africa. People, it's a trap. The food that you eat will end up taking you to legal drugs. If you miss the illegal drugs that they're distributing, they've got a plan to hook you to the legal drugs, because either one of them, they are good with you. When you are on illegal drugs, you are good. When you are on legal drugs, you are good with the cartel, because this is the same cartel. The cartel which is distributing illegal drugs is the same cartel which is distributing, manufacturing the illegal drugs. Legal or illegal is distributed by the same people. Those are the ones who are manufacturing. I mean, there's over 1 million children who are missing in Africa every year. 1 million children. Nobody knows where the children goes to. They just disappear without trace. With the world, with the technology, with the intelligence gathering of the Europeans and the Americans, some of the African states, the well-equipped intelligence organizations cannot find where the children are disappearing to. Who is stealing people? What are they doing with these children? Who is selling the drugs? Why are these people not arrested? I think the court judgment today is telling us the reason why are these people not arrested. It's because they are the ones who control the people who are wearing the jackets, pretending to be educated, while they're actually criminals coming with long jackets. Terrible. DA would have won the case, I suspect. The question is, why is it not the DA or the EFF were not supportive to the case um, for South Africans? The Democratic Alliance is the kingpin. The African National Congress is the gangs which are working under the Democratic Alliance, including the IFP. Those are the gangs, the gangsters, which are working for the kingpin, which is the Democratic Alliance. The EFF, Julius Malema, is a member of the a member of the GNU in the back door. The only reason Julius Malema is not in the GNU is to confuse South Africans, those who are being fed the agenda that President Zuma is corrupt, without any proof, without arresting him, painting him as a criminal, painting him as the dirtiest president on the planet. Um, Everybody knows where President Zuma stays. We've actually been shown even his bedrooms. Everything about him is shown, but we don't know where Ramaphosa is staying. I recently saw some other people online now exposing Paul Mashatile. They say the 29 million house that is staying in Cape Town. But we're not told about where Ramaphosa is staying. We're not told about where Helen Zille is staying. If this has to be fair, tell us where Julius Malema is staying and how much is the house. How many mansions is he owning? How many alcohol outlets is he owning? Are there no drugs distributed from his alcohol outlets? Is there any journalist who have investigated such things? If a million kids missing, who is to be blamed for that? I guess they are mothers. I guess their mothers is the ones who are supposed to be blamed for that, Stephen. I think I think that's the line that you want to take. I guess they are mothers. Let's blame the mothers for being careless with the children. Let's blame them because the system cannot be able to take care of the children. The system cannot be able to protect the children for the careless mothers. I think that's the line that you want to take, Mr. Masham, Stephen Masham. If one of your children was missing, or if one of your relative was missing, you were not going to ask this question. Who is to be blamed if your child is missing? Because you may have sent your children to buy something on the shop there and somebody come and pick your children and run away. So who is to be blamed for that? Steven says, do you know that Zuma is a billionaire? I don't know. Give me the information that Zuma is a billionaire. I don't know. Who else is a billionaire? Why can't you ask me, do I know that Helen Zille is a billionaire? Or Van Steenhuisen is a billionaire? I also don't know that Van Steenhuisen is a billionaire. I don't know that Jacob Zuma or President Zuma is a billionaire. I don't know that President Mbeki is a billionaire. Maybe you should tell me if you have such an information that this one is a billionaire. I don't know billionaires. You can reveal them. For me, if you have such information, I would appreciate that information about President Zuma. All I know about President Zuma is that he's a good leader and he's honest. He stick to his word. He has been preaching the same message since he's been talking to South Africans. He has never changed his story. If you listen to him talking in the 60s and listen to him talking today, he still talk the same message that he was talking when he was younger. He does not go around insulting people. He talks clean politics. He's sincere about liberating black people. That's what I know about President Zuma. I don't know that he's a billionaire. If he's a billionaire, then I would really congratulate him for also being a billionaire on top of him protecting black people like that. I am disappointed that Floyd poured cold water on an issue that affects millions of South Africans. Floyd Chibambo is actually a disappointment. Is a huge disappointment. A huge disappointment. He was gonna be a big thing at the MK party. It was going to be a he was building a very big profile for him on black people. He's a huge disappointment. He's a liar. He cannot be relied on. I'll talk about Floyd Chibam. If you say Zuma was good, why did he appoint an idiot to Treasury to look after our money? An idiot to Treasury to look after our man. I don't know which idiot did President Zuma appoint to Treasury. I don't know any idiot that President Zuma has ever appointed to Treasury. You may have heard from the propaganda media about people being because one thing that we see is people who get promoted as people who are intelligentsia of black people. Uh, who select those people who are supposed to be intelligent? Who select the people who are supposed to be stupid on our behalf? Who select the people who are supposed to be loved on our behalf? Who select the people who are supposed to be hated on our behalf? Who does all of those things? Because it's the mainstream media. The mainstream media is the one we select. They select who should be listened to as well. This video could be distributed to 1,000 people, and 1,000 people could be watching, or to 1,000,000 people, or to any number, because YouTube have got control over how many people can watch this thing. If they don't want you to watch, they can put you out of the video because they own this system. Why do you say other people are stupid? We've got reasons why we say people are criminals. It's because they sell and allow drugs in our country to kill little children. Stephen, please go and read the following book, Gupta Republic, to loot. I don't know why should I read that book? Why should I read that book? If I may ask you, why should I read the book? How will it assist me, or how will it assist black people to move forward? If you give me something that will actually assist us as black people to move forward. So I don't think reading this uh, book that you want me to read, written by the people who came to our country to steal, written by white people who came to our country to steal, who came to colonize, who killed our grandfathers, who killed uh, 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 generations and generations of black people. And now I should take their book as legitimate and as the ultimate story that we have to follow, as the ultimate narrative that we have to follow. Are we joking? Are we serious about ourselves? He appointed Des Van Rooyen, who knew nothing about treasury, and Des appointed a Gupta clone. Des Van Rooyen was very educated, even far more than Trevor Manuel. Des Van Rooyen was very educated in finance. Check his qualifications. You don't know. Treasure Manuel was a civil engineer. He was never a finance person. But because the media was touting him as the best, he became what South Africa known as the best. But Des Van Rooyen has got financial qualifications. He was not uneducated in that field, was very educated. It's just that he was not wanted by the system. The white people did not want him. They wanted this guy whom the one who passed away. You know, I easily forget this sellout rubbish because I take them out of my head quickly. The minister who died, who was working with what is this company? The company, you know, the company which is everywhere in South Africa. The company which does everything in South Africa. The guy who was working with Bidvest. You know him. Some call him Jamnandas. I forgot his other names. That guy. The white system wanted Jamnandas to be part of that. Jamnandas does not have any better qualifications than Van Rooyen. That's Van Rooyen. Go and verify your facts, my brother. Go and verify your facts. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining this live stream. Again, my name is Mngoni Mkonto, and you were in the royal opinion, or you are in the royal opinion. Click the like button and subscribe if you are coming here for the first time. If you are seeing this face for the first time, click the like button and subscribe so that next time maybe YouTube would send you a message when I go live. If you hear this voice as unique and necessary, please subscribe so that next time you can get the notification. Highly appreciated for your contribution, Mr. Stephen Mashango. Though you were on the negative, and Mr. Shongwe, highly appreciated for the message. Stephen Matlangu saying, forget about the author, go read so that you can know that when you talk about Zuma. So I should go read the propaganda that was created by white people for us to lose our heads. So that I can be messed up in my head and think rubbish like many people are. These are just propaganda materials that creates hate between black people. These are proper. We should label them for what they are. It's propaganda materials. If President Zuma was corrupt, everybody knows his physical address. They should just arrest him. They should just take him to jail. They should not create this hate speech. In actual fact, it's a hate speech. That book is just a hate speech against President Zuma. Queen Precious saying, Chess, thank you very much. We close at that. Enjoy your night, ladies and gentlemen.